If you find yourself regularly burned out, stressed, or just bored in your day-to-day life, you're probably spending the majority of your time on things that aren't aligned with your core values. A core value is our fundamental belief system. It's what we think about, it's what we ultimately want out of life, it's what we would describe as the perfect ideal life. When we're aligned on our core values, we can then use those to determine what goals we're working towards, and specifically how we're spending our time. It'll give us direction in our life, it will also give us motivation, and ultimately help us feel more fulfilled. There are 4 questions I like to ask to try and identify my core values, which do shift from time to time as I grow and evolve as a person. The first, I like to think about a recent time where I was extremely happy or fulfilled. What was happening in that situation that made me feel that way? That helps highlight some of the core values for me. Second, I like to think about a time I was really angry or frustrated. What core values were being violated at that time? That also helps highlight a few things for me. Third, I like to think about somebody I really admire or aspire to be someday. This could be a childhood mentor, it could be a boss at work, it could be a grandpa, whoever you want it to be. But what attributes or values does that person embody that you aspire to? I think that really highlights for me what my core values are. And lastly, if you didn't have to worry about money and you could spend your time doing anything in the world, what would you spend your time doing? And I think when we take away all the restraints of I have to and just get to what we want to be doing, that really highlights our core values. Then we can take a look at all those answers, highlight the things that are common between them, and we can get to a list of ideally just like 3 or 5 things that are the core values of who we are. And we can highlight those, and then when we go into our goal setting process, we can make sure that we're setting goals that lean into those core values and avoid goals that are contradictory to our core values. And not just the end result is aligned with our core values, but specifically it will also make sure that our pathways to get to our goals aren't violating our core values. We want to make sure we're living a life incongruent with our core values all the way there. So those are some of my thoughts. Love to hear your thoughts on core values and how they impact your life.